Critical thinking skills are essential for effective problem solving, decision making, and effective communication. These skills enable individuals to analyze information, evaluate arguments, and make informed judgments. There are several critical thinking skills that are particularly important for individuals to develop to be effective in their personal and professional lives. Observational skills are the starting point for critical thinking. People who are observant can quickly sense and identify a new problem. Those skilled in observation are also capable of understanding why something might be a problem. They may even be able to predict when a problem might occur before it happens based on their experiences. Improve your observation skills by slowing down your pace of processing information and training yourself to pay closer attention to your surroundings. You might practice mindfulness techniques, journaling, or actively listening during and outside of work to thoroughly examine what you're hearing or seeing. Then, consider if you notice trends in behavior, transactions, or data that might be helpful for your team to address. Perhaps the most important critical thinking skill is analysis. Analysis refers to the ability to break down complex information into smaller, more manageable parts. This skill enables individuals to identify patterns, connections, and relationships between different pieces of information. By using analysis, individuals can better understand the underlying structure of a problem or situation and develop more effective solutions. Once a problem has been identified, analytical skills become essential. The ability to analyze and effectively evaluate a situation involves knowing what facts, data, or information about the problem are important. This also often includes gathering unbiased research, asking relevant questions about the data to ensure it's accurate, and assessing the findings objectively. Improve your analytical skills by taking on new experiences. For example, you might read a book about a concept you're unfamiliar with, or take an online math class to push yourself to think in new ways and consider new ideas. Doing so can help you build the skills to interpret new information and make rational decisions based on sound analysis. The next critical thinking skill is evaluation. Evaluation refers to the ability to assess the strengths and weaknesses of arguments and information. This skill enables individuals to identify flaws in arguments and to recognize biases or other forms of distortion. By using evaluation, individuals can make more informed judgments and avoid making decisions based on inaccurate or incomplete information. Evaluation is an important critical thinking skill that involves assessing the validity, relevance, and credibility of information and arguments. The ability to evaluate information is crucial in a variety of contexts, including academic research, business decision-making, and personal decision-making. Effective evaluation skills require individuals to be able to identify and analyze relevant information, evaluate the strength of evidence and arguments, and determine the accuracy and validity of conclusions. They must also be able to assess the credibility of sources and recognize potential biases or conflicting interests. One of the key components of evaluation skills is the ability to analyze information critically. This involves breaking down complex information into its component parts, identifying key assumptions, and evaluating the validity of evidence and arguments. It also involves being able to recognize and evaluate the strength of competing arguments and evidence. Inference refers to the ability to draw conclusions based on available evidence. This skill enables individuals to make predictions and to develop hypotheses about future events. By using inference, individuals can anticipate potential outcomes and develop strategies for dealing with them. Inference is a skill that involves drawing conclusions about the information you collect and may require you to possess technical or industry-specific knowledge or experience. When you make an inference, that means you are developing answers based on limited information. For example, a car mechanic may need to infer what is causing your car's engine to stall at seemingly random times based on the information available to them. Improve your inference skills by placing focus on making educated guesses rather than quickly drawing conclusions. This requires slowing down to carefully look for and consider as many clues as possible, such as images, data, or reports that might help you evaluate a situation. The ability to infer and draw conclusions based on the information presented to you is another important skill for mastering critical thinking. Information doesn't always come with a summary that spells out what it means. You'll often need to assess the information given plan and draw conclusions based upon raw data. The ability to infer allows you to extrapolate and discover potential outcomes when assessing a scenario. It is also important to note that not all inferences will be correct. For example, if you read that someone weighs 260 pounds, you might infer that they are overweight or unhealthy. Other data points like height and body composition, however, may alter that conclusion. Interpretation refers to the ability to understand and explain the meaning of information. This skill enables individuals to identify the underlying assumptions and implications of different pieces of information. By using interpretation, individuals can better understand the significance of different events and develop more effective strategies for addressing them. Interpretation is a vital critical thinking skill that allows individuals to understand the meaning and significance of information, data, and experiences. The ability to interpret information is crucial in various domains, including academic, professional, and personal life. Interpretation requires individuals to recognize patterns, draw inferences, and identify the underlying assumptions that shape the meaning of the data. Interpretation is particularly crucial when dealing with complex data, such as scientific research, financial data, or legal documents. For example, scientists must interpret data from experiments to determine if their hypotheses are supported, while lawyers must interpret legal texts to determine the intent and scope of the law. In both cases, interpretation involves analyzing the information and determining the meaning and significance. Explanation refers to the ability to communicate ideas and information clearly and effectively. This skill enables individuals to articulate their thoughts and ideas in a way that others can understand. By using explanation, individuals can build consensus, generate support, and motivate others to take action. Explanation is another critical thinking skill that is essential for individuals to communicate their ideas effectively and to understand the ideas of others. Explanation involves the ability to present information in a clear, concise, and logical manner, as well as to analyze and interpret the information presented by others. In many situations, individuals are required to explain complex ideas or concepts to others. Whether it is in a classroom setting, a work meeting, or a social gathering, the ability to explain ideas clearly and effectively is essential to ensure that others understand the information being presented. Explanation skills are also essential in problem-solving situations. When faced with a problem, individuals must be able to explain their reasoning and thought process to others. This helps to identify any gaps or errors in their thinking and can also help others to contribute their own ideas and perspectives to the problem-solving process. Problem-solving refers to the ability to identify and overcome obstacles and challenges. This skill enables individuals to develop creative and innovative solutions to complex problems. By using problem-solving, individuals can overcome barriers to success and achieve their goals. After you've identified and analyzed a problem and chosen a solution, the final step is to execute your solution. Problem-solving often requires critical thinking to implement the best solution and understand whether or not the solution is working as it relates to the goal. Improve your problem-solving skills by setting goals to acquire more industry knowledge within your field. Problem-solving at work typically becomes easier if you have a strong understanding of industry-specific information. It can also be helpful to observe how others around you solve problems at work. Take note of their techniques and ask questions about their process. Decision-making refers to the ability to make informed and effective choices. This skill enables individuals to weigh different options and to choose the best course of action based on available information. By using decision-making, individuals can avoid making hasty or ill-informed decisions and make choices that are more likely to lead to success. Effective decision-making skills are essential in a wide range of contexts, from business and finance to healthcare and education. In the workplace, decision-making skills are crucial for managers and leaders who must make important strategic and operational decisions that affect the organization as a whole. In personal life, decision-making skills are essential for individuals to make choices about their health, relationships, and finances. Good decision-making skills also require individuals to be objective and rational in their thinking. This means that individuals must be able to evaluate information and arguments without bias or emotional influence, and be willing to change their minds based on new evidence or perspectives. Moreover, decision-making skills require individuals to be adaptable and flexible in their thinking. They must be able to consider multiple options and anticipate potential outcomes in order to make informed decisions. They must also be able to weigh the risks and benefits of different options and evaluate the potential of impact of their choices on themselves and others. Thank you for watching this video on the most important critical thinking skill. We hope that you have found this information useful and insightful.